Hey, my name is Samar. I also go by Sam or First Time Panner. Any of those you want to call me, you can. This will be another get ready with me, but I kind of wanted to try the cranberry makeup trend. I've kind of been seeing it here and there. I don't know if this is like the most popular makeup trend at the moment, but I've been like seeing it or like hearing it mentioned a few times the past few weeks, and I had just like coincidentally, I had a bunch of kind of cranberry-ish products that I'm currently panning. And because of course Thanksgiving is coming up, the holidays, like I feel like November and December is when everyone's like eating cranberries, cranberry designs, everything. So I thought this was just like the perfect opportunity to do this. Last night I compiled a bunch of different products that I'm going to use. They're all either like cranberry colored items or they're products that later today I'm leaving town. And I am bringing new products with me because I've run out of just about everything right as I'm leaving. So I'm just testing these products to see if these products are worthy of me bringing these out of town, because I have a few special occasions that are coming up this week. So I just want to make sure that they're not like gonna make me look crazy during those special events. So yeah, these are all gonna be cranberry items or testing these items together, and I'm really excited. I have my coffee in my Dunder Mifflin mug. Clearly I got this from Marshall's. But I'm just gonna get started with my eyeshadow. Actually, first I'm gonna get started with rolling my sleeves up because I'm definitely gonna be making a mess. I always make a mess, but I'm using liquid foundation today, which I don't usually do, and I definitely am going to make a mess with that. All right, eyeshadow primer applied, sleeves rolled up, and now I'm gonna go in with just this shade from my Sigma Ambiance palette, the Day shade that's in my deck of panning. Whenever I don't have something to set my eyeshadow primer with, this is always what I use because I'm trying to hit pan on it. But anyway, this is not a panning video. I don't really know what to talk about. I've been talking so much in my videos lately. I've been doing like a lot of get ready with me's and tags. The main palette that I'm going to use is my Pat McGrath Labs Eye Ecstasy Sublime palette, and this is just the little quint. This is from years ago. Like I bought this as it was being discontinued years ago. This is currently in my No Pan Left Behind, and as you can see, there's a cranberry-ish. Oh my gosh, I've never realized. I think this might be a duochrome, because when I like tilt it, it looks like almost a chartreusey gold. It's definitely gold, and yeah, it's definitely at least a duochrome. Sometimes it looks kind of like an orangey gold, so I feel like that is so cool. I can't believe I've had this palette for years, and I've talked so many times about how much I love it, and I never knew that. Hopefully the cranberry flip of this shows up when I put it on my eyes. We're just gonna have to see. But anyway, that's the shade that I'm gonna use, and then I'm also gonna use just this deep brown shade here, and this is the shade Illicit, and the cranberry one is called Corruption, just in case you were wondering. So I'm just gonna use this dense blending brush in that brown shade, which is very powdery, so I'm gonna try not to make a mess. This is what I'm wearing for the rest of the day, and I have a meeting in a few hours, so I need to look decent. But ooh, that's still pigmented. I did just wash my makeup brushes last night, just with like not a deep cleanse, but I should have used a smaller brush. But I cleaned them with just a daily brush cleaner last night, so they should hopefully all be relatively clean and not, you know, have any of like, I really messed up that eye. I'll clean it up with concealer. It shouldn't have any residue from any of the stuff earlier on them. That was a really terrible decision. I should have known to not use that giant brush to apply the dark brown. I'm just gonna go back into Days to kind of like hopefully blend this out a tiny bit. It's okay if it doesn't look perfect. This is not a tutorial. I mean, and none of my stuff is really ever a tutorial because I'm not, you know, a makeup artist, but I'm not like claiming to know what I'm doing. This is just for funsies. I just wanted to do, like, I don't like participating in makeup trends on a regular basis. I think like trendy makeup is not for me. I kind of just like, even though it's like fun, I like to do what I know works for me and like my tried and true stuff. But every now and again it's fun just to like try it and do like a fun little themed video like I'm doing now. And I'm just gonna put a little, actually a little of this on my lower lash line. Luckily the person I'm going to be meeting with later, well, it's not going to be in person, so hopefully the camera will like soften things up, but they're not going to care about the makeup that I'm wearing. So okay, that part is thankfully done. That was kind of stressing me out and that was completely my fault. I'm just gonna put this NYX glitter primer all over my eyelids. I'm just being like extra sloppy today. I'm not even in a rush. This happens like every time I have to go on a plane later, not because I'm scared of planes, but I'm scared of missing my flight, so I'm just always anxious the entire day. My flight isn't even until 6 p.m. and it's currently 11 a.m. So I'm going to take this shade on my finger and just put it all across my lid. Oh, and the cranberry is definitely showing up, so I'm really glad about that. I don't know if you're going to be able to see the flip, because the thing is I never knew this had a flip because I had never seen it on my eyes before. So yeah, maybe you won't, but that's okay for me right now because I was trying to get the cranberry color to show up. I'm just gonna use this like blending shader brush to soften the edges of that cranberry shade I just applied. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna be the eyeshadow done. I'm going to put on some black eyeliner in my waterline and my like tight line area. They're both like your lash lines technically. Anyway, I'm gonna apply this off camera and then come back. Now I'll be applying the infamous Danessa Myricks Primer Balm, which this is actually currently like the primer that I have out because, spoiler, I finished the e.l.f. primer that was in my 24 and 2024 project pan. So I mean, you knew I was gonna finish that anyway if you're keeping up with that project. Okay, deep breath. But yeah, this is my only primer now until I finish it. I'm not going to let myself use anything else because if I do, I'm not going to finish it. I just really want to finish it by the end of the year. I mean, I kind of need to because of my beauty bank and me being so far in the negative, but also for another reason that I'm not going to say because it's gonna spoil an upcoming project that I've pre-filmed. So just wait and see. I will say that time it did not pill, and I feel like it just keeps spoiling. If I say anything else about this, I'm going to spoil it because this has been in so many videos that I've pre-filmed, so I'm gonna move on from this. I forgot my e.l.f. color corrector, so I'm just gonna go straight into my foundation, which is the Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue foundation. This one's in the shade 120, which is, I don't need to shake this, I just used this morning, like testing it out, but this is my winter shade. The reason I'm using it now, even though I technically still fit my summer shade, is because this is where like the testing products out comes in. If you can see how much lighter that is. Well, first of all, this is a little bit of a spoiler. So if you're watching this, get ready with me. This is your reward. You get to know my secrets. I'm planning on panning liquid foundations next year instead of powder foundations because I pretty much have gotten through almost all of my powder foundations at this point, but I've barely touched any of my liquid foundations at all the entire year. In fact, one of them has gone completely untouched. Sorry, I look crazy. One of them has gone completely untouched for the entire year, which is obviously not a good thing. So if I'm buying liquid foundations, I need to use them, and they're definitely gonna expire more quickly than my powders. So I was actually planning on, at least starting the year planning this one because it's my winter shade. But I recently just frankened, it's like a really long story, which I will explain in my upcoming makeup empties video coming for November. But basically I have this powder. I bought 2 of these e.l.f. powder foundations because the first one that I bought was way too dark for me, and then the second one that I bought, which is only 1 shade lighter, it was way too light. So I frankened them, but even though like it should have been my perfect match, it was still way too dark for some reason. So then I frankened something else that was too light for me into it, and it's still too dark. So there's something about it, like I'm never going to repurchase this e.l.f. foundation because it's just like clearly not working out for me, but there's something about it that's not lightening. So my plan is to use it as a setting powder, even though it's like a powder foundation and it's way too thick to be setting powder. My plan is to use it as a setting powder for this foundation, this liquid foundation that's too light for me. And I'm doing literally the exact same thing with this LYS concealer. It's the Triple Fix Full Coverage Brightening Concealer in the shade TG1. This is my winter shade, but I'm planning on panning it. See, even though this is my winter shade of concealer, it's still darker than the foundation. I'm planning on panning it at the beginning of next year. So hopefully combining all these products together will give me like a really good shade match, at least for December and January. That was a very long story, and I know you didn't ask, but I just wanted to explain myself why I'm using these products in this video. I also just literally have nothing else to talk about. Oh, actually, something that I do want to talk about, which you probably don't care about, but it's fitting for the theme because this has to do with Thanksgiving. The Vikings. Yeah, I've been thinking about like, oh, this is the powder. By the way, this is what it looks like. Way too dark for me. But yeah, I've been thinking about the Thanksgiving football game because I always try to catch it if I can, even though I don't normally watch football. I think the Thanksgiving football game is just so fun because it's like everyone's all cozy in their houses. They've been eating or they're going to be eating, and we're all just like sitting down watching football. And I'm just so annoyed with the Vikings because they always lose. And the thing is, it's not even because they're a bad team. They can play football, at least like in, I haven't been keeping up too much this year, but the Vikings have never been a really bad team. I think this is a pretty good match for me actually, so I'm glad about that. I usually put it on my ears, but I'm trying to avoid my earrings. Yeah, the Vikings, they're like, I think at the moment that I'm filming this, they're number 2 in their division. This is looking a little bit thick, so I think I'm just gonna like bounce my beauty blender over it to make everything set. But they're number 2 in the division at the moment. They have won games against really big teams, but the thing is like, and I swear like people say that I'm just a conspiracy theorist, but maybe I am a little bit, but they have to be selling their games, just like how Mike Tyson fought what is it, Jake Paul or Logan Paul, and he lost. He very obviously sold that match. Like, I feel like everyone knows that. But when I say the Vikings are selling their games, everyone's like, no, they're just not a good team. No, they're a very decent team, but every single time they always like are winning, and then somehow they lose by like 13 points in the last 2 minutes of the game. So I don't know, I've just been thinking about it. It's a little frustrating because I'll always support the Vikings. I can't help it, but they kind of embarrass me a little bit. I feel like that did help a little bit, but it's still looking like I look like I have makeup on, definitely. So I guess that's okay. But at least I know that this won't be like a super crazy color match for me. It looks fine. Now I'm gonna go into my cheek products, and I have this Hoola Desert Retreat duo that I really love. I mentioned this in my Sephora recommendations. I'm going to use both of these products. This one is like a berry leaning pink because I have a bunch of berry blushes in my collection, but I don't have any cranberry, and I feel like cranberry just has more red than a regular berry. So I'm going to first start with my e.l.f. Blush in Always Spicy to get that red, but then to kind of like neutralize it, I'll use this on top, and hopefully these two combined will create a cranberry color, but I honestly have no idea. Also, sorry if I'm not looking at you, I just keep looking at myself. And I'll start with the bronzer. This is, I think this is still available, by the way, so get it before you can't anymore if you're interested, because it is limited edition. But again, I can't remember what I was saying. If you're interested in more like Thanksgiving stuff, like you really want to get into the season, or you're interested in more get ready with me's, check out my Get Ready With Me playlist, because obviously not only do I have Get Ready With Me's in there, I just did a kind of like cozy fall-esque Get Ready With Me in collaboration with Alyssa. So go check that out, and then go check out her video. And then I'm not gonna spoil anything, but I do have a Friendsgiving or like Thanksgiving themed video coming up, so just stay tuned. Like, keep tabs on my Get Ready With Me playlist. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed to me yet, even though I keep blocking my face and this is a Get Ready With Me. You know what, don't subscribe because I'm actually the worst. I'm just going in with my Always Spicy blush first, and I have to be very careful when I use this, because if I dab in even more than once, I'll have way too much product on my cheek, and you cannot, like, once you put this on your face, you cannot go back. Like, that's only one dab of product on each cheek, and I have more blush than I need already. So I'm just gonna wipe my brush off on a tissue, and then I'm gonna go into this berryish pink blush and go on top of it. Okay, I feel like I put too much of that blush on too. I kind of like this color combination though. I'll just put a little bit of powder on top of it to diffuse everything. But this is definitely more berry than anything that I have in my collection. Like, it looks like I put on a berry blush, so I'm happy about that. And yeah, that's really pretty. I'm gonna use my mini all-nighter setting spray. I probably should use something more hydrating to like mesh everything together and make myself look less powdery, but I'm not. Hopefully that actually works, because I won't be landing until midnight. I'm just gonna quickly, it's not gonna be quick actually, I'm just gonna do my brow routine. But this is kind of like the same thing I always do, so I'm gonna do it off camera. Okay, I've done my brows and I also put on mascara, so now the last thing to do is lips. I'm gonna wipe off my Laneige lip mask with this rag. I don't know, you see it. I don't know why I always explain things. And I'm going to put on this is a Scooby-Doo lip stain in the shade Pupcakes. I don't think it's available anymore, but I'm just gonna put this on, and I'm going to leave it on for just like 30 seconds and then wipe it off. And then I have another product that I've never used before that I'm very excited to try. I'm gonna wipe it off, but this is what the lip stain looks like on its own. I actually don't hate the way it looks, but I don't like shiny bold colors. Like, if I'm gonna wear a bold color, usually I like it to be matte, like a super dark brown. I want it to be matte. Like a super like bright or vibrant or deep berry or red, I want it to be matte. I don't know, I don't like a glossy like red lip. Like, I know that's super popular, especially for the holidays. That's not my jam. So I'm just gonna blot it off and try to dab any excess off. You know what? I actually don't like cranberries. I'm sorry if this whole video has been a complete lie. I don't like cranberries. I feel like I had to say that on camera. Even though, okay, this is the NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Rocky Road. I've never used this, but I think it would hopefully go really well with this look. But yeah, I do feel like I've been lying to you. I just, even though I think cranberries are fun and I love a good theme, I hate cranberries, like cranberry sauce, cranberry juice, anything with cranberries in it, I don't like. I remember, I feel bad saying this, but I don't think anyone who was there is ever going to watch this video. But, oh, that's really pretty. I like that. It doesn't exactly go with my eyes, but I feel like it goes pretty well with my sweater. I was at a Thanksgiving dinner when I was like, I think it was like 11 years old. My aunt had just recently started dating her husband, and she was going to her friend's house. My aunt used to live where I live, and that's why we came over here, but then she moved away. But she was coming back into town to go to her friend's Thanksgiving, so myself and my mom were invited, and kind of debating whether or not I should add a lip liner. This is the Dose of Colors Orpha lip liner, which is not available anymore as well. I'm just gonna lightly line the edges of my lips just to see what it looks like. But we were invited to her Thanksgiving dinner as well, just I guess because we were in town. And the host was so nice. She was like so nice to me. I was like I was literally the only kid there, and I was kind of just sitting around while everyone is cooking. And this was back before, you know, like kids had phones, so I was literally just sitting there, and she was like trying to offer me some snacks, and she was like, oh, here, try this like cranberry, I think it was literally like a cranberry egg roll. And I did not like cranberries, but I didn't want to tell her that because in my culture you do not refuse food when someone offers you food. So I just took it and I ate it. I was like expecting her to walk away and then I could just like discreetly throw it away. No, she was like watching me, waiting to see me eat the egg roll, the cranberry egg roll, and like ask me what I thought about it. And I had to eat the thing. I was literally, if I can find like a gif of what my reaction was, I'll post it. I was literally gagging, like trying to choke this thing down, and she was like, oh, what do you think? And I was like, it's so good. I legitimately was scared that I was going to throw up like right on the counter. Sorry if this is gross. I was struggling, and I don't know how she didn't notice because I was not, sorry, this was not a good idea to talk and line my lips at the same time. Like, as much as I was trying to hold it in, I was not doing a good job because I was literally like fighting for my life trying to eat this cranberry egg roll, and I had to just like finally stuff the whole thing in my mouth and just like try not to vomit. I feel like this video is gonna get flagged. Okay, I really like it a lot better with that lip liner, so I'm glad I put that on. But then like once I finished it, she was like, oh yeah, what'd you think? And I was like, it was so good. And then she was like, okay, here, have another one. And I was like, I wanted to cry. Like, I actually wanted to cry because I was like, there's no way that I'm going to survive the night. And when she handed me the second one, then she walked away and I just like quickly threw it out. Anyway, that's my little cranberry story. Did you enjoy it? So this is the final look. I actually really love the lips like this, and I was just saying again in another video that I pre-filmed that I can't tell you which one it is, but I rolled this into a project, and I was just saying that I don't like lip liners. Like, I'm just trying to get through my lip liners because I don't use them, but I really love the way this looks, and I feel like moving forward this is probably how I'm gonna use it. I think that is so beautiful. So that is my cranberry makeup Thanksgiving-esque look. If I didn't already have a pre-planned palette for Thanksgiving. I would totally wear this exact look again, but that's all I will have for you in this get ready with me. Thank you for bearing with me. I'm sorry if that was gross. I feel like I'm having to say that in literally every video. I'm sorry that I did this uncomfortable thing. If you unsubscribe, I understand, but if you made it this far, thank you for watching. I will just see you in my next video. I have no idea what that video will be because I'm pre-filming so much for my little 3-day trip, but I will see you there. And until then, I hope you have a great day. Bye.